Freedom from Clutter, book by Don Aslett today. It's actually The Secret of How to Win, Freedom from Clutter. Don Aslett, best-selling author of Is There Life After Housework? One of his first early books, and we're going to talk about that and a couple of the concepts in it today on Coffee with Alain. Appreciate everybody joining me, listening. As always, I do really appreciate everybody commenting, sharing, listening. You know, I'm here today with my wisdom cup instead of my book cup, just because I'm going to share a little bit of wisdom from Don Aslett, who is one of my favorite authors. And so we'll talk a little bit about that. Before we do, be sure to go and sign up for that newsletter, enjoylifesafely.com. Newsletter will go out tomorrow. They go out on the weekends. Information to help you stay safe, enjoy life, and be exceptional. So sign up for that newsletter. You know, try to send you out some good stuff every week. Appreciate all of you that have given me feedback and comments on the newsletter as well. Glad that I'm doing something right by some of the feedback and comments I'm receiving. So thank you for that as well. So let's talk a little bit about Freedom from Clutter. Good little book. You know, I have most of Don's books over here on the shelf. Many of them, most of them are signed because I've had the opportunity to meet him a few times over the years. Really respect the man, enjoy talking with him, you know, meeting him and sitting down and talking has been a pleasure. Reading his books have always been fun and educational and a little entertaining as well. Read his autobiography, and when that came out, he sent me a signed copy of that. Really enjoyed that, and I've enjoyed all of his books. Many of them are on cleaning and de-junking. Some are on time management. He has a couple on writing. He has some on business principles. So there's a variety of things that he has written about from his own experiences. I mean, the man's a genius. I mean, he created a huge cleaning business and has done just so much and just prolific. You know, butt in a chair, fingers on the keyboard, pumping out the books over the years. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Vicky. Appreciate you guys being here. So I happened to see this used book, and it was one I didn't have. I was like, wow, I don't remember that book. And so I got it. And, you know, the price is in pounds, and all of the times he mentions money inside the book are in pounds. So it must have been a special edition, printed and sold more in Europe than over here. You know, it was printed in Great Britain, you can see in the beginning. And this is way back in 1985 when he was just beginning, because it only mentions at the end two of his other books. Is There Life After Housework and How to Win at Housework. So this was really close to the beginning. And since then, he's written a number of books on clutter and de-junking. Clutter's Last Stand is one of the most famous. And this book has similar things into those other books that I've read, but it's just a good kick in the pants to help you get rid of the clutter and the things in your life that you don't need. And if they're not bringing you joy, if you're not using them, and especially if they're costing you time and money and energy, why do you keep those around? You know, if you're not benefiting from it and it's actually taking away from your life, get rid of it. You know, that's his core message. And he talks about all sorts of things that we accumulate and collect and keep, and they don't bring us joy. We don't use them. We move them, we shuffle them, we spend time with them, we spend money on them, and they're not doing us any good. And he just talks about getting rid of those. And it's not just stuff. You know, he even goes in and talks about people in our lives. If there are people in your lives that are detracting from your enjoyment, they are emotional drain, they're draining on you and your time and your resources and so forth, maybe you need to reduce them in your life as well. And so it's just a good little book. All of his books are really easy to read. He always has these great illustrations. And he, again, says if something's bringing you joy and you like it in your life, wonderful. Don't get rid of it. If you're using stuff, don't get rid of it. It's the things that you haven't touched. You haven't worn the clothes. You haven't looked at that. It's just taking up space and you never use it. You never wear it. Why are you keeping it if it's just costing you? And then he even goes into, people have storage units full of stuff because they don't want to get rid of it. So they are paying for a storage unit and stuff sits there for years and years and years, never looked at, never used. Then people die and your descendants have to go deal with it. Now, I've had to go through a couple homes filled to the brim with stuff when relatives have died. And it's not fun. Nobody likes doing that. And a lot of the stuff that is there, you don't know what to do with. And then you start feeling guilty about, well, it was theirs. I don't want to get, rid of it. And you don't know what to do with it, but you don't really want it. And there's all those kind of feelings with it. And that's one of the reasons my wife and I are sort of downsizing and doing things as we get older. I don't want to leave a whole bunch of stuff to my daughter. I've been getting rid of a lot of books. I get rid of more books than I buy each year. That's my commitment. Now, certain books I will not get rid of because I use them, research and different things. But other books I'm reading and getting rid of. Other things in the home. Do I use it? Do I wear it? No, let's just get rid of it. Wife doesn't want it. My daughter doesn't want it. If I'm not using it, why keep it? Why keep it and die and then my daughter has to deal with it? So this book, very good motivation and practical tips and suggestions and encouragement on getting rid of stuff so you can live and enjoy what you do have more so. One of Don's earliest books, but it was a fun read. I'm glad I found it. I'm not getting rid of Don's books yet, especially all of the ones that are signed. Those aren't going on the get rid of pile at the moment, but other books are, other things are. And this was a great little read just to remind me and kick me in the butt a little bit more to keep on the path, decluttering, de-junking, downsizing, so I can enjoy what I do have and that I don't leave junk and stuff that my daughter does not want when I'm gone. So that's a little message, a little bit about a book, a little bit about what was in the book. Hopefully it's useful for you. If you want to know more about Don Aslett, he's easy to find. I don't know how easy this book would be to find, but his others are on Amazon and easy enough to get. Really respect and enjoy his writing and have enjoyed meeting him, the times I've had a chance to meet him. He's down there in Pocatello, Idaho, and he has a museum of clean and fascinating place to visit if you ever go through Pocatello, Idaho as well. Jay says good points and wants to add some of that to his reading. Yes, you can definitely find some of Don's books. Maybe not this one as easy, but his other books, and he has some on Clutter. I think Clutter's Last Stand is one of his most famous on Clutter because he has other books on cleaning and time management and all those other things. But definitely you could find some of those on Amazon. So thank you guys for being here. Everybody go out, make it a spectacular Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow.